Hello students, welcome to the class of utilization of electric power. This is a class of illumination. In utilization of electric power, you are going to study about 4 different parts. One is electric power, another is electric traction, electric heating, and the last one is electric welding. So this part, illumination, it is actually a separate part of electrical engineering, right? If any of you is planning to study for higher studies, to opt for higher studies, now you can have an option as illumination in your master's course. So illumination engineering itself is a different subject that we are going to study in a brief manner in this utilization of electric power. Okay, so illumination engineering in this video we are going to cover. So what is the course outcome? What we can learn after studying this particular chapter? It will help to calculate illumination level for a given application and then select the suitable specification for installation. Now, one thing I must say, the term illumination itself is a new term to us. Up to our 7th semester, we have not come across this particular term illumination, right? So, before we study about illumination engineering, we need to know what this illumination stands for, and not only what this illumination. See, you can remember when you were started the journey of electrical engineering, you have to go through some basics, right? Like resistor, capacitor, inductor, voltage, current, that you are going to you have to use throughout in your engineering syllabus, in different courses, in different form. Similarly, since illumination engineering itself is a separate engineering, so before we read about illumination engineering in details, we have to know some basics of illumination. So in our upcoming slides, we are going to study about what is illumination and what are some basic terms of illumination. So basics of illumination. Let us first know what is illumination. Maybe some of us knew already that illumination is related to light, right? Maybe you have an idea that what is illumination? Illumination is light. No, it's wrong. Light is an energy and illumination is the effect that causes the surface seen to us when light falls on that surface. So whenever light falls on any surface, that particular surface seems to us, and this total incident is known as illumination. Now, in a separate way, we can determine or we can tell illumination, we can define illumination as the luminous flux falling per unit area of a surface. Again, a new term, luminous flux. So what is luminous flux? We will study here. Next, candle power. Okay, let me tell you one thing. You have to remember all this definition for your exam purpose. Okay, this may come for 2.5 marks or 3 marks with half marks each definition, or 4 marks with half marks each definition. So you have to remember all this definition for your exam purpose. Candle power. What is candle power? It is defined as the number of lumen emitted by a source per unit solid angle in a given direction. I will explain all these things. This lumen, solid angle, all are new to you. Solid angle, this is an angle subtended by an area of a solid body. At the center of the body is called solid angle. This is a 3D concept. Solid angle itself is a 3D concept. When light falls, this angle is being measured with the center of the body. Now, luminous flux. Luminous flux, it's the amount of energy radiates from the body, from the source, right? Suppose we have a lamp. So what is the amount of light energy that gets radiated from that particular lamp can be defined as luminous flux. So the output of any lamp can be defined as luminous flux. That was for electrical engineering. We term that as current, as electron. Now same thing for lamp, it is luminous flux. Luminous intensity, it is the luminous flux emitted per unit solid angle. So the amount of luminous flux per unit solid angle can be defined as luminous intensity. Now solid angle is defined by omega. Okay. Luminous efficiency, the efficiency of a source to convert supplied power into lumen of light is called luminous efficiency. So the luminous flux to the converted supplied power, right, equal to luminous efficiency. Space-height ratio, it is the ratio of two successive sources to their mounting height is called space-height ratio. Glare, again an important thing. Suppose a heavy amount of light is falling into your eyes suddenly, right? In a dark room, suddenly a torch is being held to your eyes. So what will happen? We will close our eyes, right? Our eyes will automatically get closed. And this particular incident is termed as glare. Whenever heavy amount of light falls on our eyes, the eyeball, it gets closed, and that this particular incident can be denoted as reflection on the eye, and it's defined as glare. Reflection factor, it is the ratio of reflected light to the incandescent light, is called reflection factor. Similarly, shadow, these are produced when some opaque body comes in the light source. Whenever there is a body, there is a physical thing that comes in the path of the light source, that is shadow. Lux, it is the unit of light intensity. 1 lux is equal to 1 lumen per meter square falling on the surface, and lumen, candle power into solid angle. So these are the definition you have to go through. Now here let me tell you one thing. For this definition, you can also go through the book Utilization of Electric Power by J.B. Gupta. Okay, that you can use as your study reference, your reference book, Utilization of Electric Power by J.B. Gupta. Even if you are having electric power, that book, in that part you can also have this utilization of electric power, where you can have this illumination engineering chapter. Okay. Now, very important, this comes every year in your exam, laws of illumination. What are the laws of illumination? How the amount of light energy, how the amount of luminous intensity, luminous flux can be calculated when there's some amount of luminous flux falls on the ground, falls on any object from any particular source. So laws of illumination, it stands on two basic laws, the inverse square law and the cosine law. So what does inverse square law state? It states that the illumination at any point on a plane perpendicular to the line joining the point and source is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the source and plane. Here you have to mention one thing, and it is a must one, that the source is considered to be a point source. So there is a sufficient amount of distance between the object and the source. So if we are having a point source, so it's such that the source is falling, the light is falling on a surface, so the illumination at that surface will be inversely proportional between the with the distance between the source and the object. Okay, here I is the luminous intensity. So illumination is denoted by E, which is proportional to 1 by d square, and I, it is the proportional constant. It is defined as luminous intensity. Next, cosine law. This law states that illumination at a point on a plane is proportional to the cosine of the angle of light incident Now, what is the angle? The angle between the direction of the incident line and the normal to the plane. So again, illumination, it's proportional to the cosine of the angle. Now, if we add these two laws, and then we can find one, we are having E equals to I by D square, and next we are having E equals to E is proportional to cos theta. So we can write as a summation, the law of illumination can be stated as E equals to I by D square into cos theta. Now let us have a look on these numericals. The flux emitted by a lamp in all direction is 1000 lumen. Calculate its MSCP. Now what is MSCP? It's mean spherical candle power. Let me repeat once again, it's mean spherical candle power. Okay. Now again, with MSCP, we are having another term which is MHCP, mean hemispherical candle power. MSCP is defined as total flux divided by 4 pi, and MHCP is defined as total flux divided by 2 pi. Let me repeat once again, what is the full form of MSCP? MSCP is mean spherical candle power. It is defined as total flux divided by 4 pi, and its unit is candle power. MHCP, its mean hemispherical candle power, and it's defined as total flux divided by 2 pi. Okay, so in this problem we are asked that total flux is being given. What is the MSCP? So by putting it in formula, MSCP will be F by 4 pi. So it's 80 answer. Next, state laws of illumination. We have already studied laws of illumination. A 250 volt lamp has a total flux of 1500 lumen and takes a current of 0.4 ampere. Calculate lumen per watt and MSCP per watt. So what is the wattage? The wattage will be voltage into current. Now here voltage is 250 volt and current is 0.4 ampere. So we can have the wattage, that is 100 watt. So lumen per watt output of the lamp, it is 1500 per watt means by 100. So 15 is the answer. And MSCP of lamp, MSCP is total lumen divided by 4 pi. So 1500 by 4 pi, it's 120 by MSCP per watt. So 120 by 100, it's 1.2. Now I am giving these two problem for you that you have to solve by your own. And if you find any difficulties, if you find any queries, you can mention that in the comment section, and in our next class for laws of illumination, I'll solve that. So what is the first problem? A lamp giving out 1000 lumen in all direction is suspended 8 meters above the working plane. Calculate the illumination at a point on the working plane 6 meters away from the foot of the lamp. Just let me give you some hints. Here consider a triangle with a 90 degree at the point, now with a 90 degree right angle triangle. So the length of hypotenuse, the length of length, base and hypotenuse. So length is, it is 8 meters since the lamp is hanging at 8 meters above the working plane, and base is 6 meters since we are supposed to calculate the illumination at a point 6 meters away from the foot lamp. Okay. Now you have to calculate the hypotenuse. Whenever you are going to, whenever you have calculated the hypotenuse, you can get the value D. So what will be the illumination? You can, whenever you can find hypotenuse, you also can find theta. So you can have your D, you can have your theta, so you can have your cos theta. Now for calculation of illumination, E equals to I by D square cos theta. So here there is no mention of intensity. So we are considering intensity as 1. Okay. So what will be our illumination? E equals to 1 into cos theta divided by D square. Now what will be this D? This D will be the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. Okay. Let me again tell you. A lamp giving out 1000 lumen in all direction. So lumen here it is given as total flux. Also you can find your intensity. Now we need to determine illumination. The formula of illumination E equals to I by D square into cos theta. Now what is I? This is MSCP. So MSCP will be total lumen divided by 4 pi. So we can have our I. Now 8 meter and 6 meter. 8 meter is the length of the right angle triangle and 6 meter is the base of the right angle triangle, and from these two we can have the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, and that particular hypotenuse will give us the value of D. Whenever we are having D, our base, our length with us, we can find theta. So in the formula E equals to I by D square cos theta, we can find out each element, and by putting all these elements we can get illumination. Okay. Next problem. A small light source with intensity uniform in all direction is mounted at a height of 10 meter above a horizontal surface. 2 points A and B both lie on the surface with point A directly beneath the source. How far is B from A if the illumination at B is only 1 by 10 as great as A? Now, here we are having 2 points A and B. A is just below the source. So for A, D is 10 meter and theta is 0 degree. So directly we can calculate the illumination E1 for A. Next for E2, let the distance between A and B be x, and from there we have to calculate the hypotenuse, the value of cos theta, and then illumination E2. Now the relation between E1 and E2 is given as 1 by 10, and from this relation we have to determine the particular x. So this is all about the basics of illumination. Here you have studied what is illumination, what this term actually defines, how it is different from light. The effect of light can be defined as illumination. Okay. Now the laws of illumination, very important, and some small application of illumination. Again, I am telling you, go through this problem, and if you find any difficulties in this problem, you can share that in the comment section and I will definitely solve it. So thank you very much for seeing this video. If you like this video, you can like, comment in the comment section, and this particular portion is very important in terms of your exam. So go through this video more than once. Thank you so much.